Hi everybody. Before we begin, please enjoy a short clip of a swimmer in an over-aroused state. My name's Roger White. I'm a strength and conditioning coach working out of Redcliffe City High Performance Centre. I'm also a university student learning about sport and exercise science at the moment. One of the subjects which I'm undertaking presently is sports psychology. I'm learning a lot in this subject and just how important this realm of sport and exercise is to the performance at the elite level. Learning how to cope with high pressure situations is an essential part of an athlete's success. Today I'm going to talk about a few things. Firstly, what is arousal level? Does this affect our sporting performance? And secondly, probably the important part is, what can you do to adjust your arousal level to give you that optimal performance? What is arousal level itself? Arousal level, the way I would describe it, is the physiological changes which come about as a result of your thoughts and feelings. So this could include increased blood pressure, your heart rate picks up. In extreme cases, you might start shaking. You could be sweating. So we've all experienced a range of these arousal levels, right from a deep sleep, which is the lowest end of the spectrum, right through to extreme height and arousal. That would be a 10. In the extreme height and arousal, they can also manifest itself in a negative state known as anxiety, which I'm sure we've all heard of. What I'd ask you to do right now is to just give yourself a rating from 1 to 10 of where you would place your current arousal level. For me, I'm feeling pretty relaxed. I'm definitely not asleep. I'm not in a complete panic, but I'm probably a little bit below 5. I'd give myself probably a 3 or a 4. So all I ask you to do right now is just give yourself a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you think you're at? Also, I'll ask you to think about how you think this would impact on your performance in the sporting setting. That's what I'm going to discuss next. So, with respects to arousal in your sport, probably the most commonly referred to way of describing how arousal affects performance is the inverted U hypothesis. Now, this was first proposed by Yerkes and Dodson in 1908. And what it basically suggests, it's an inverted U. So, at very low levels of arousal, performance is low. As arousal increases, it maximizes at basically a mid-level arousal level at probably a 5, okay? It peaks, then as it increases over 5, it gradually declines again. So at 10, performance is also going to be poor, just as poor as it would be as a 1. So unfortunately, this hypothesis is severely flawed, okay? It lacks task complexity. Compare weightlifting and archery. Archery involves fine motor skills, accuracy. You need to remain calm. Okay? If you're really pumped up, how can you focus clearly on the target? Whereas with weightlifting, you want to be maybe at the higher end of the arousal spectrum. Okay, you need to be pumped up. You're using gross motor skills. Further, it fails to recognize differences within individuals. Some people have trait anxiety. Okay? They might be freaking out at high levels of arousal, and they may perform at the lower end of the spectrum. What I would suggest is optimal arousal is an individual thing, okay? You cannot use a formula that at a 5 you're going to be peaking, okay? You've got to be thinking, okay, am I an anxious person, okay? In the past, have I freaked out pre-performance? Okay. Also, what sort of sport are you participating in? Is it something like weightlifting where you need that high arousal level to be explosive in your movement, or do you need to remain calm? What I would ask you to do now is just take a moment, think about where you were in your arousal level earlier, and compare that to where you possibly think you should be for the performance at your sport at the optimal level. Putting this into practice now, okay? We've got some knowledge, some basic knowledge about arousal level and also how arousal level can interact with our sport. So let's say I gave myself a 3 or a 4, as I did earlier, for my current arousal level, okay? I'm a swimmer. I want to be about and I'm thinking, look, I don't have that many anxiety issues, okay? Swimming's fairly gross motor skills. It's not weightlifting, but it does involve total body movement, okay, in a vigorous manner. I probably want to give myself about a 7, what I'm thinking at the moment, and this is just trial and error, okay, of what I think would be my optimal performance level for arousal. Okay, I want to increase my arousal. How can I do this? Well, I need to excite my system, okay? Some useful strategies can include listening to some pump up music, okay? Jumping up and down, okay? Just before I'm about to get up, giving myself a bit of a smack around, okay? This can help lift my arousal level to the right level just before I get on the blocks. And look, that's great for now, okay? I want to give you guys the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say I'm in a different role, okay? Still a swimmer, but now I'm having a bit of a panic, okay, before my event. I'm starting to doubt my own ability, okay? I've got that negative thought going on in my brain, okay? What are some methods to use that I can use to calm myself down? Well, the first one, and possibly the best, would be breathing. This is something that you can control. So when you're in that state where you think, oh, can't really control what I'm doing, okay? Breathing is one thing you can control. Okay, so take a few deep breaths in, okay, hold, and then breathe out. Slow that breathing down. You can also use mindfulness strategies. You can look them up. And also self-talk, if you can manage to reverse the way your thought process is working, okay, if used correctly, it can also be used to calm yourself down. Okay, so thanks guys. I hope the information I've presented to you today has been beneficial. I wish you all the best in your sporting pursuits and feel free to comment below. Thanks. In contrast to earlier, a more optimal level of arousal. Enjoy.